because it's closest to me.
Because I find normally what people do when they come into my store...
Is this rose quartz?
Yeah.
And what is this
Love.
for? Oh, okay.
It helps you reduce weight, prevents wrinkles, and improves your love life.
Okay.
What else do you want?
Okay.
I forgot to bring the lucky money
winning
stone.
the winning lottery numbers.
Ah,
hey,
yes.
Steve, you want to fix your collar there? Get this. Here, let me take that. Get you out in there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Now, so you're telling the audience about the chakra game. So what else are the students going to do in your gem class?
Well, one of the things we're first going to do is everybody is going to pick a stone out of a bag without looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because my belief is that you are drawn to what you need. And your gut rules that, not your head. You don't want to use your head. Your head is good for two things: growing hair or wearing a hat. Other than that, use your heart and gut.
You know,
People
I always thought my head was good for standing on it.
Oh, I missed that.
Okay, so now you got three things.
That's three things.
Yeah.
But they're going to reach into a bag, and I'm going to say to them, pick a stone you need. They're not going to see what they pick. And 99% of the people will pick a stone that represents an area that they need work on. Mm-hmm. They will get those stones to take home with them. The ones in each station, they'll get to play with and feel the different energy. You know, everything in this universe has energy. And it's made up of molecules, protons, electrons, and neutrons. And they're all moving. And what my belief is that we are attracted to different minerals because we need them. It's like maybe you would like some orange juice. It's your body saying, I need vitamin C. Mm. Or maybe you say, I want to have a salad today. It's your body telling you you need that. And I find that with the stones and crystals, especially if people meditate, they can feel the energy more than people who don't. Mm-hmm. Because when you meditate, you open yourself up to feeling. You bring that energy in.
Yeah. Now, there's an interesting stone that you showed me before we went on the air. I think you said it was from Roswell, New Mexico.
Yes, this is...
And what is Roswell, New Mexico famous for?
Alien.
Yeah,
1947, 6.
Right, supposedly the Army covered up, they found some aliens.
I think there's some sort of movie coming out about that, too.
Yeah.
I went to Roswell, New Mexico about 4 years ago in search of a stone called Pecos diamonds. And they're little crystals about that big. And I contacted an old-timer in Roswell who gave me a map. And I had to drive out 28 miles down the highway, whatever. You get to this dirt road, you go down that dirt road 6.3 miles. There's a fork. You go down that fork, the right fork, you take that for 1.2 miles. And then there's a windmill, and you're there. Mm-hmm. So I went there, and this is out in the desert. And I spent 4 hours looking for these Pecos diamonds, and I didn't find one. But what I did find, in the center of the road, this dirt road, were stones like this. And I did a Chicago thing. I made potholes. Mm-hmm. I just dug the stones up and brought them back to Tucson. And I polished one. And it was nice. And there was this woman there who was going through a breakup. And I was basically, Spirit told me to give it to her. She came back 3 days later and says, thank you. I needed this. I had a contest to name it. It's an alabaster, but I figured it needed a first name. And I did the same thing with all the different people meditating. I got people calling it alienite because it comes from near the crash site. I got people calling it Roswellite. And nothing clicked. And one morning I woke up next to my soulmate, Cheryl, and I said, Cheryl, it came to me last night what I should call this stone. Cherylite. I'll tell you, you want to score points with a woman? Name a stone after it.
Is that in gem books now?
Not yet. It will be as soon as I finish writing my book.
Yeah.
It's a stone of loving forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to send her a message, or she's the embodiment of love and
I
forgiveness?
think most men could use, and women could use, loving forgiveness.
Yeah.
If you're sick, maybe you need to forgive somebody,
Yeah.
and maybe that somebody is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think loving forgiveness is something that we really all need.
And you also said something interesting to me before the show. You said you checked with the Bureau of Mines, I believe, to make sure it was legal to pick those up.
Yeah, I went to, when I was in Roswell, I decided to go to the Bureau of Mines, and I met with a geologist to find out more about the alabaster. And he said the alabaster's all over the place. And he actually told me that there is a purple alabaster.
Ooh.
But he wouldn't tell me where it is. He said he can't do that, because if you're going to go looking at, you find it. And then he told me you're allowed to take like 200 pounds out of the public land per year. And so I just go, I drive to Tucson every year for the big show. On the way, I stop at Roswell, I go down different dirt roads, and I look.
And someday you're going to find that purple.
The purple one, yeah. If it's meant to be, it will happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, we've been able to name a couple other stones that we have found. The Cherylite. And also here, when I went to Madagascar a year ago, April, I found another stone, this one here, which is the same chemical makeup of infinite.
Now, do you sell like your jewelry at the store?
Oh, yeah.
And do you drill the holes through?
No, I have everything done in China.
Okay.
And this one we call Lemurian infinite, because my belief is any stone that comes from Madagascar is Lemurian in nature. The energy's different. Almost 80% of the vegetation in Madagascar is indigenous to Madagascar. You know, the people there, are the stones and crystals there are unbelievable.
And now you mentioned picking up stones in New Mexico, Madagascar. What about, are there places in Illinois or Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana where we can pick up stones?
4.5 hours from here is the largest geode in the world. And it's a little island in Lake Erie called Put-in Bay. Cheryl and I went there right after Katrina. And it was for her birthday. And this is another synchronicity story. I was given 2 tons of selenite, which is another mineral. This is just part of the story. I had it in my van. We drive to Port Clinton, and we take a ferry across. And it's raining like mad. You couldn't see anything, but out of the mist, this island appears. You know, I felt like we were going to Avalon. It had this energy. We get there, we stay that night at a bed and breakfast, was 105 years old. The island is 1 mile by 3 miles long, and there is a winery there called Heileman's Winery. In 1897, they were drilling a well to get water, and they hit an opening, and they lowered this guy in with a torch, and inside was a geode about the size of this room. It's 50 feet into the earth, and you can go there and go on the tour. Well, when we were there Monday, and it was raining like mad, and we asked the guide if we could stay and meditate. He says, no problem, no one's here. So Cheryl and I were able to meditate. He came down about an hour later, and I asked him, do you know anybody in the neighborhood who might have some celestite to sell? He says, talk to the manager. I go upstairs, and over in the corner, I see selenite. So when I'm talking to the manager, I said, I see you sell selenite. How do you do with it? He says, fantastically well, but I can't find a supplier. I've got 600 pounds of selenite in my van on the mainland. I said, you know, would you like to trade? He says, yeah, come in here. He traded me the celestite.
Do you have do we have any celestite here?
No, I'm sorry. I couldn't bring the store.
Yeah.
But
approximately how many pounds of gems and stones do you have in your store?